This is paid promotional as I was given the base game of War for Chicken Island 2nd Edition for free with the expectation that I would be covering it at some point. Hello and welcome to Assorted Meeples. I'm Phillip, the Meeple on duty, and today I have a gorgeous looking game with a solid gameplay behind it. From Draco Studio's and Detestable Games, this is one of their 3 games out right now for the Avian Archipelago in their Creature Kingdoms setting. All these games are not connected by anything gameplay-wise, but they are connected in the world and they have crossover cards and stuff like that. Now, I was given this game at Gen Con from the folks at Draco Studios, and this is one that I've been watching. I have the full print and play for before I had it. I just had never got around to printing, and I've never gotten my 3D printer up and running. But I will gladly give them money because they keep making solid games. The other 2 games in this series right now in the Avian Archipelago is Dodo's Riding Dinos and Kiwi Chowdown. They're both extremely different games than this one, and there's also, in the Creature Kingdoms, there's also Party Panda Pirates, which has started delivering depending on where you are and getting close to fulfillment in all the other areas. Now, what is Chicken Island? Let's dig into a little bit of flavor text here for you. There are stories of a place, an island where no outsider dares to tread, an island home to the most ruthless creature ever conceived. It is an island of non-stop war. They call this place Chicken Island. Chicken Island is a gateway skirmish game for 1 to 4 players who don the role of ruthless chickens, attempting to chase down the others to show their dominance by humiliating their opponents in battle. Players lead armies and build war machines in an attempt to prove themselves as the most powerful chicken on the island. As the description said, this is a game of 1 to 4 players, and it is a light skirmish war game that takes the ginormous rule books of most of them and distills it down to a nice thin happy copy here. What are you doing in this game? I'm glad you asked. You are, first and foremost, you're building out your island, as you can see behind me, and I'm going to pop up on the screen, and different player counts equal different sizes. You're picking your champion, your hero, and you are starting on your base with your color of chickens. What I really like about this game, and one of the things that I noticed right away is you have 6 chicken followers who are just cardboard cutouts, or not even cutouts, they're just a hex that goes on top. But that's because they're pilots and they go under the mechs to show how many pilots are there. Really wonderful way to do it. And all the champions and all the machines and towers and all that stuff are 3D print. Very nice high quality production. On your turn, it's got a very simple flow. You're going to roll your dice, you're going to take your actions, and then you're going to draw scrolls, and it's the next person's turn. When you roll your dice, you're going to pick up all the dice that you want to pick up. You can leave some out if you like them and never spent them, but you're going to pick up at least all the spent dice and any other dice that you want. You have 5 total dice. You have them all from the beginning of the game. Once they're rolled, that tells you some of the extra things you can do. Next, you're going to take actions. You get 1 free action, and then you got to use your dice accordingly to take more actions. Now, the first action that you can do is build, followed by move, followed by attack, and retrieve. Now, the build action, you're going to spend resources, and you're going to get the pilots under the mini that as you buy it, you're going to set it in front of you and you're going to set it out on the board on your territory, which is the territory connected to your base. You're going to, if you choose to move, you're going to move 1 unit however far it can move. If it's 1 or 2 or 3, I don't know if there's a 3. There's at least 1 and 2 movements available. This is not a very big game. This keeps you close to the action so that no matter what, you are engaged with people. It's not the depth of strategy of a lot of full mini war games. This is a strategy skirmish game that is meant to be very fast-paced and confrontational all the time. Next thing you're going to be doing is attacking. If you are touching base or somebody's in range of your unit, you can attack. You're going to check your strength versus their defense with any dice that you want to throw on that add a modifier, and any scroll cards you want to add on that add a modifier. They're going to throw scroll cards in there. And anybody else sitting at the table who wants to can throw scroll cards in on either side. You're going to flip them. Final score. If the attacker is equal to or greater than the defense, they win. That unit is destroyed. Or if it's a champion, that unit, or you place a humiliation tag on your opponent's board. Now the retrieve action lets you pull 2 either chickens back from the dead or resources, and you can mix or match and put them on your board. The chickens go back to your base and you go from there. Now the dice all have their own actions that they can do. You have the 3 and the 2, which are just attack modifiers and are added when you are in the attacking somebody if you want. There is one with the attack / move, and this allows you to either attack or move on an extra time. The retrieve allows you to take another retrieve action. The star allows you to do a few different actions. For one, if you have a bunch of them, you can do several different things. The first thing you can do is discard the machine lineup and shuffle it back in and then draw up 4 new ones. The next thing you can do is draw a scroll, and then you're going to have to discard a scroll when you're done. There is no hand limit size, but that is what you do. For 2 stars, you can draw a scroll and keep all your scrolls. If you save up for 3 stars, you can draw a scroll, revive your dead chickens, and gather resources up to 9 onto your player board. 4 stars, you can place a shield token. Now, a shield token allows you to if you would be destroyed with that unit, that you would discard the token before, and act like nothing happened, and then they'd have to destroy you again. For 5 stars, you can remove a humiliation tag from your board. Now, part of the build action is this very straightforward, and the cards are designed nicely. I'm going to pop a card up here right beside me. It has the attack value and the defense on the bottom corners. In the middle, it has its special ability. In the upper left, it's going to have its movement ability. Across the top, it's going to have its name. The middle has its art. And then along the right side, it's going to show what it requires to pilot. Now, some of these have banding, so you can band them together, which means you're going to take all the pilots, stack them on top, and then you're going to stack that other, whichever mini you want, you're going to stack that one on top. Whichever the top one is, you're going to use the abilities with that. Like there is a metal worker who, if you stack them together, get extra strong and makes life hard for the next person. Once you're all done with your actions, you're going to draw a scroll. You can have as many cards in your hand as you want, and you're going to pass on to the next person. Now, behind me, I have a 2-player game set up, and also it's very easy to go from a 2-player game to a solo game. The solo game, it's going to be slightly different. You're just using the dice from another character and a special solo card that tells you what they're doing on their actions. The game is still very challenging, and I look forward to diving into it more. What I really like about this game is the production quality. There's an amazing insert in there. All the pieces that I have pulled out and played with are amazing top-of-the-line pieces. The card stock is great. The table presence looks fabulous. the gameplay itself is very smooth and fluid once you connect all the dots. This is as is with most games. Until it clicks into place, it is a bit of a struggle, but that is not a problem necessarily. It's just you having to learn the game. Things that I didn't really like is the rulebook is good, but the wording in it was a little challenging for me, and it took extra time for me to get to the place where I fully understood the rules and was able to actually play and get it to the table feeling confident that I knew what I was talking about or how the rules were supposed to go. Otherwise, there wasn't a lot not to like. Now, I have heard that this game can vary widely in its playtime depending on what pops up and how people are playing this game. I do not know what's different from the first edition to the second edition. I'm assuming there are some cleanup in the rules. Everything is put into one box as best they can. That's another really good point. This box is very well laid out. The worker tray and the card tray below house everything nicely. The only concern that I have is the fact that I do not have enough room for all the extras that I bought. Because I bought all the extras, the Cthulhu, the Dragon Lady, I don't know, Dragon Mama, that's what it was. So I don't have a space for those. They have to live in their box, just like my other ones have to live in a box for Dodo's Riding Dinos as well. If you are looking for a war game that is low overhead and self-contained with a small rule profile, this is a game worth looking at for you. If you just love silly and out there games, this is a game for you. And I'm very glad that I picked this one up at Gen Con this year. Again, thank you, Draco Studios, for the opportunity to partner with you and create. And leave a comment down below if you've played this game, if you like it, if this is one on your wish list or on your shelf of shame. And we will see you guys next time. All right. Bye.